Yo, what's up?
Way too much energy.
What do you mean?
You have way too much energy.
Is there an issue though?
No.
Hey, 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 hey. Yo, welcome to another episode of Seal and Rome.
This is Sion.
And this is Rome, and this is episode number 87. Yo,
It's good.
how you doing?
It's all right.
Yeah, anything interesting you want to discuss with us?
I'm going away for the weekend, so we're recording early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where you going? What you doing?
I'm going to a red carpet event that I was invited to.
What'd you say?
I'm going to a red carpet event.
Okay.
You know, for the film festival being held out in Orlando.
Look at my friend.
You know, I'm going to get dressed up and cute and shit.
Oh, I cannot wait to see photos, man. I hope you have a blast.
Thank you.
Listen, before we get started, best podcast of 2019.
Undisputed.
And if you want to dispute it, shoot us an email at coandrome@gmail.com. Also, if you want to get yourself some merchandise, head on over to afgoclothing.com.
Yep.
Get yourself a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a hoodie. I think it's time to diversify the merch, man.
Yeah, I think so too. But if you do want to go to AFGO and, you know, get a discount, that is Zio and Rome 15. That gets you 15% off. Cop you something, take a picture, tag us, and just let us shout you out.
I want ashtrays, coffee mugs.
Oh, mugs. I want mugs so bad. Hats. Dad hats.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's time. I'm gonna make a change.
I'm kind of upset that I said dad hats and you said it's coming.
Sorry. I think there's something wrong with you
I know.
in your head.
I know.
Wow, because that had nothing to do with me.
I know.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so there was something. Oh, yes. I just want to say this. I don't know where all you new listeners are coming from, but I want to say welcome to Crazy Town.
If you haven't been here before, thank you, bitches.
We love you. Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that for the past few weeks, I've been noticing our numbers are going up, and I've been thinking like, oh, it's just saying we're up certain percentage this week. But after a few weeks, I'm like, man, every week I upload an episode, this shit is saying that our numbers are going up by a certain percentage.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me look at the chart.
Consistently, though.
I'm like, let me look at the chart. Dude, from an analyst background, I look at this chart. This is one of the most beautiful inclines I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Dude, welcome. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for listening. Continue to tell your family and friends about us if they like this kind of shit, because we ain't going nowhere.
And we're not switching it up. This is exactly what you're going to continue to get. Maybe even a little crazier at times.
Yeah, maybe. Depending on how I feel.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
like
yeah.
today, I don't feel that crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure something's going to sneak out of my mouth that is, you know, inappropriate.
I feel crazy.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't we start off with one of your topics?
And my topics are my usual CEOs.
Okay.
I think that's what should be called from now on. CEOs. And I'm going to write into Webster's dictionary and make that a thing.
Why not start off with Urban Dictionary? Baby steps.
Go big or go home.
Okay. I support whatever you want to do with
All
that.
right. So today I read something on the internet. And you know, if it's on the internet,
It's true.
it's got to be true.
Yeah.
And I wanted to discuss it because it made me feel some type of way, but at the same time, it got me thinking. And those are the best things, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're not consistently fucking your man,
Whoa.
is it your fault if he cheats?
If you're making the elective choice not to consistently fuck.
Yes.
No, man. I'm not holding myself accountable for what another person does, because he could have very well chose not to cheat and do so many other things instead, like break up with me, talk to me, jack off. There's a lot of different options. What I will say is that I can empathize with that scenario, as to I can understand why you're tempted to cheat, because you're not casually and easily getting it at home. Doesn't make it right. And I'm not going to blame myself for a decision that You made, I will hold myself accountable for not fulfilling your needs, thus, making the cheating situation probably more tempting, because had you been satisfied at home, perhaps you wouldn't have been out there looking for a feel. I'll hold myself accountable for that, but I'm not going to blame myself for your cheating.
We're such friends.
Yeah.
Because I swear that's how I was going over it in my head. I was like, well, I can understand where if a man isn't getting it at home, or even a woman, because I feel like we leave women out of the equation when it comes to these types of things.
Bitches be out here sick of your limp dicks too.
Oof. Wow.
I told you I'm feeling
This
crazy
personal.
today. No, I've heard stories.
I think we tend to leave women out of these scenarios. Women want sex just as much as guys do. We just don't talk about it. I mean, you and I, we talk about it. Well, but like for the most part, we don't publicize it to you and I, we publicize it to the world. But
I want sex. Sorry.
But I think that we leave them out of the equation. And I think that I do understand where if someone isn't getting their sexual needs met in a relationship where, like you said, they can feel tempted to step out. But then I'm like, nah, nigga, you can either tell me, hey, listen, babe, I think that we should be getting it on a little bit more often. And then I'm going to be like, but if I don't want to and I tell you, no, I don't think so, then just leave me. I'd rather you just say, you know what? I feel like sex is a very important part of a relationship. And because you and I are not on that level of things anymore, I don't necessarily know if this is going to work out. And I can either make the decision to try or be like, okay, nigga, bye.
Or you can even be more ruthless. I feel like you could be straight up and be like, listen, babe, love you to death. We're not having enough sex. And I'm afraid that if we stay together, I am probably going to step out and sleep with someone else. Not because I don't love you, but because I have a very large sexual appetite, or my sexual appetite's not being fulfilled. So it doesn't take away from who you are, what you bring to this relationship. But a life without sex is not a life that I want to live.
Me either.
I'm just saying, even if homie chalked it up to me like that, I could be like, you know what? I get it. Like, I'm going to be real with you. Being that I've gone through medical situations and I've been through very emotional, draining situations that have made sex such an afterthought. Mm-hmm. And I can admit that in my marriage, there were times where sex was not in the forefront of my mind. Let's talk about lung failure, renal failure, kidney failure, lost my kid, lost my hair, lost all these things. I'm not thinking about fucking getting it on. I'm emotionally trying to cope with things. So if my man were to step to me and be like, hey, if we don't have sex and I'm going to leave, I'd be like, you know what? It's kind of fucked up. It's sad that you can't be patient enough to kind of work with me. But by all means, I feel that in being a fair human being and being a fair partner, my thing is like, follow your heart, dude. Like if you don't have the patience and to deal and let this play out, then set that person free. I'm all about setting a person free.
Yeah, and I feel like it's important. Maya Angelou, to get a little deep, said love liberates. And I think if you truly, truly love someone the way that you claim that you do, you would let them go.
I agree with that. We have to stop treating our partners like their property. Mm-hmm. There was another way I was going to say that, but it basically is the same thing.
Yeah. I
don't have ownership of you. And I feel true respect and true love is acknowledging that even though we're together and we made this decision to be together, everyone still has that individual life path. Yes. And the moment that I try to tell you, no, you must stay, it's like I'm devaluing you as a human being and your freedom. God gave us free will to make choices for a reason. Right. If we can be harmonious and be together, that is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that shouldn't be taken for granted.
But both individuals need to want that.
Right.
And I think that for the most part, people believe that true love, when you truly, truly love someone else, it tends to be selfish because you want that person to yourself. You don't want to have the world have them more than you have them, or to let them go to be happy because you feel like, oh, well, if they're not happy with me, then I'm not happy with them. And then we shouldn't be happy without each other. Right. I think that that's not true. true love, if you truly love someone, their happiness means something to you.
You know, we were talking about this on the last episode, which was titled Less Robot, More Human.
Yes.
We were talking about how communication is really important in all types of relationships, whether they're romantic or not.
Friendships or not.
And I think that we were talking about how, like, I thanked you. Thank you for calling me out on my shit, because it gives me an opportunity to challenge myself to improve that. If you don't bring it to my attention,
how do I know?
How do I know to correct it? Like, I obviously know that we're not having sex, but maybe I don't know that you're on the brink of doing something completely out of line, or maybe I'm not fully aware of how much this is affecting
Right.
you and what's going on in your head, because I'm not a mind reader. So I think speaking up is very important. I know it's very difficult to have difficult conversations. I feel like that's redundant. It's difficult to have difficult conversations sometimes. It's uncomfortable having difficult conversations sometimes. But when it comes to things that are super important, you have to just boss up and have those conversations. And if someone loves you and they care about you and you're close enough, you should be able to have difficult conversations without it turning into an ugly, crazy ass thing. But you need two mature adults who can be honest with themselves and honest with each other in order to make that work.
Now, something you mentioned that I think is good to kind of like shine a little light on is you said it's uncomfortable to have difficult conversations.
It can be.
It can be. But I think that people should embrace uncomfortability more, because I feel that when you find yourself in a place of being uncomfortable and you're forcing yourself into that, I feel like that signals growth. Because if you're comfortable, you're never going to continue to grow. It's that uncomfortable space that is what's allowing you to, you know, grow in life.
If you figure out how to navigate those spaces, it'll make growth a lot easier. If you don't mind, I like to offer a little life hack
Sure.
in having difficult conversations. It's kind of like if you ever been fired from a job, usually they start off like this. So, how do you feel you've been doing with blah, blah, blah? Start the difficult conversation with a question. So, if you're my partner and you haven't been dicking me down or whatnot, I'd be like, honey, can I ask you a question? He's like, sure. That he already knows it's about to get serious, right? He's like, sure. And I'm like, what are your thoughts on our sex life? And then a psychological pause and let him talk. I think it's fine or whatever. And I'd be like, okay. Then you do the head nod. And you're like, then you'll be like, do you think that we have enough sex? And then see what they say. Because if you're afraid of how they're going to react to something, if you ask them the question first, you may find that what's going on in their head may be in alignment with what you're going to say. And that gets rid of those like anxiety jitters that you think they're going to pop off. Because you're like, okay, they kind of agree with me before I even say anything. That really helps shake off that anxiety. That helps me a lot. If I see that the person says something completely opposite of what I'm thinking, I already know, like, okay, not only is this conversation going to be difficult, but at least I know up front that this person and I are on two totally different planets, which makes this conversation necessary because I'm on Mars, they're on Pluto, and it's obvious why I'm unhappy. We're not even thinking the same right now.
Yeah.
So let's play with this a little bit. Let me share with them what I'm thinking, and whether they agree or not, just kind of it becomes a puzzle of figuring things out at
Now
that
you
point.
have this conversation, right? Because like you said, there's so many other things you can do. You can leave me. Let's say you're the one that wants more sex. You can leave the person. You can do whatever else besides cheat on them. Now what happens? You have this conversation. The person says, you know what? I definitely agree with you, and I think that there's definitely, more intimacy that can be had. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it so that we can be more intimate with each other. You're like, cool, this is going to be great. And you find yourself in the same predicament. They're really just saying that they're going to try, but you're still not getting sex.
So,
Are you going to then be like, fuck it, I'm just going to start fucking?
Nope.
You're
I
gonna
feel
leave.
like if I'm the aggressor, okay, I'm the aggressor and my partner's the one not having the sex. If I see that they're having trouble on their own, initiating the sex or whatever it is. We just had this awkward conversation. Clearly, it's not coming naturally to them. I'm going to challenge myself to be like, yo, why don't we start having date nights? Monday night, that's our night. We turn off the phones. We tune everything out. It's just about us. And then if I'm the one that is the aggressor, even if you guys don't go out on out to a movie or dinner, like at least do something at the cribbo that's super romantic, and then do something to please them and be the aggressor. See, if you're going to be aggressive, you should be the aggressor too.
But don't you sometimes want to have someone be aggressive towards you?
And that's fine, but we're talking about we're trying to kickstart a 1972 Ford pickup truck.
Right. And you kickstart
that doesn't have AC.
And you kickstart it. What happens if you are the only one ever kickstarting it though?
I feel that once you see that at least the kickstarting's work and we're getting started, then you can verbalize like, hey, we've been having a little more sex. I know I've been really aggressive with you. I noticed that you really haven't been initiating it. Then start trying to get into their head. Is it that you don't want it? Is that you're not enjoying it? But
maybe they're not that into you anymore.
And that's fine. Yeah. But I feel that you should exhaust all efforts before you decide to just leave someone if you love them. Depending on the commitment level. At least try a few different things. I feel that if you already see someone struggling and you put 100% of the burden on them, it's kind of counterproductive. This person probably needs your help getting on your level. And don't be so egotistical that you're not willing to contribute to the solution.
The only time that I wouldn't agree with you, I do agree with you that that's a very, very good option.
At some point, there's got to be a shift, but I say at least explore that.
Right. But I do believe that because you're like, what if this person has difficult times, approaching the situation? There's definitely times where it couldn't have always been that way. Like at the beginning, people be hunching like bunny rabbits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it dies down at a certain point and then you become the aggressor, like you're saying, to kind of kickstart things, and that person's still not becoming at some point or another who they were aggressively or pursuing you how they were in the beginning, you kind of have to take that as an indicator too.
Yeah, but I don't feel like just take it as a sign. I'm always have the conversation. I have no problem saying to my partner, and I've said it, for some reason, I just feel like you're not attracted to me because you haven't been coming on to me. Mm-hmm. Is there a problem? And if that person's saying, no, there's not a problem, and they're not having sex, be like, listen, I've talked to you. I've tried being the aggressor. I've been taking you out on dates. I've been giving you 100% of my attention. I feel like I've tried everything. I've talked. I've taken action. I don't know what else to do, but I'm at a point where I'm thinking that we probably need to go our separate ways. So I can get what I need somewhere else. No disrespect to you, but clearly we both want different things.
I was taken aback. Sorry.
Clearly we both want different things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to force something on you that you don't want.
And it's time to go. I just feel like at that point, it sounds like you're doing that person a favor. Right. Absolutely. You're taking the reins and kind of saying out loud something that they probably have wanted to say.
You're taking it away from serve me, serve me, serve me. I'm the queen.
Right.
Or serve me, I'm the king. Mm-hmm. And you're saying, hey, it's not fair of me to keep pushing an issue on you. And I don't know what else to do. I've tried being patient. I've tried being creative. Tried counseling. Mm-hmm. I've tried all these things. That's just my thought on the whole thing overall.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's experiment. Let's try different shit. Let me contribute to the solution. I think these are all good ideas. Yeah. They sound good, but I know it's not reality.
And I think it's important. You're talking about reality. I think it's important to understand, as the partner who's being the aggressor or the partner who doesn't want to have sex as often as they might have at one point. Mm-hmm. It's okay to accept the fact that there may be a point in time where your partner isn't attracted to you anymore.
I've been on both sides of this.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can there's lots of things that can stop you from being attracted to someone still. Like it doesn't always have to be physical. Like you could have changed your ways so drastically that now you're not an attractive person to them anymore.
Yeah, I just think that it helps if we could keep it a buck with one another.
Absolutely.
And be like, I don't like you no more. But who's out here saying that? People be out here ghosting, figuring
Facts.
out exit plans.
I feel like people should just be 100 from
It's
all
hard, though.
aspects though.
It's hard.
I'd rather be hurt by the truth than stuck wondering what the fuck the reality of the situation was.
And I don't want to create a complete shift with this situation, but this shit right here is why people need to be able to stand on their own 2 feet financially and to be in a very healthy place with themselves individually before they get in relationships. Because what I find often enough is the reason why people can't have straightforward conversations with their partners when there's things like this occur is because they're like, man, we break up. Where am I going to live? I can't afford to live on my own. I can't do it without my partner. What about this house? What about the kids? What about all this stuff? When people feel like they can't survive on their own, that's often when they feel trapped in relationships, which is why I'm telling all of you single people right now, like if you're single, stop looking to get into committed relationships with people if you can't even wipe your own ass and can't even pay your own bills and can't even take care of yourself, because you want to be able to have the freedom and flexibility that if shit goes down in your relationship, you know you got you.
Yeah.
You can't use your like this thought in your head that I'm not capable of surviving without my partner to allow you to stay in unhealthy and toxic and unhappy relationships. Like that shit's got to come to an end. So I'm just putting that out there.
Plus, truly successful relationships really should be people kind of adding to each other's lives. This like codependency things that is out here going on, it's kind of like y'all are ridiculous.
Codependency is dope if you guys build each other up, but if your relationship doesn't grow to a point where, you get in a relationship, that's a fucking come up when you guys can split rent and bills and this and that. But while you're doing all that, you guys should be setting money aside and planning for your futures individually and as a partner too.
Right.
And if you haven't cracked that code and you still broke as fuck when you're together, y'all hustling backwards. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Y'all hustling backwards. Speaking of, wow, I only have 2 topics and they're kind of stupid. Okay. Number 1. So I've been going to these events with one of my business partners. And when he does this presentation, he asks this question all the time. And I realize my answer to this question has changed. So I want to pose this to all of you. We'll start with you, Cio. When it comes to saving money and setting money aside for your goals, you have things that are wants, you have things that are needs. Mm-hmm. When it comes to a vacation, do you feel that that's a want or a need?
Ooh.
Vacation.
Okay, so
a real vacation.
I feel I think it could be both, honestly.
But for you personally?
For me personally, I think it's a want. I don't think it's a need.
Yeah. I knew you would answer that way.
Really?
When's the last time you took a vacation?
That's not business aimed at some. Yeah, I don't know.
So I think that this trip that I took to Arizona that someone else paid for,
mm-hmm.
I also took another recent trip that someone else paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be taking another trip very soon that someone else is paying for. I've been getting really lucky. I just want to say this. I've had such an amazing time not having to worry about work and just being away and detached. And I have such a good time that I'm like, I have to do this more often because my way of thinking completely shifts. It's
a reset.
Yes, it's not only a reset, but it's like, okay, it disrupts the redundancy of my life. It refreshes me.
The monotony.
Yes, and when I come back, I'm sharper, I'm better, I'm quicker, I'm energized. And at this point in my life, it's a need. Yeah, even if I have to do a budget-friendly vacation, it is an absolute need. And moving forward, it's happening.
I want to be able to feel that way. I do. I really do want to be able to be like, no, I need a vacation. I need a vacation and I'm going to do it. But okay. I think that I'm not there yet. Like they're still, my son's getting older though. So I feel like that like feeling of me being a bad mom if I was to leave him to do my own thing is kind of slowly diminishing. I still am motherly and feel that way at times, but not how I felt a couple years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to take you on a vacation.
No.
See? You got issues, dog.
I don't like people paying for shit for me. It's a serious issue.
Yeah, but you're not going to do it yourself. You need to have an experience that's going to change your way of thinking. I'm trying to gift that to you.
Where are we going?
It's going to be budget friendly.
That's okay.
We can go to PR, the DR. We could go on a cruise. It's got to be something very short, though.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to be in the very near future. Maybe in the beginning. Maybe. We got to plan it. But I'm going to take you, and our commitment is no work.
Can we bring Dick on this trip?
No.
Oh, man. But that is a need. That is not a want. That is a need.
I'm not doing this. All right.
I was just joking.
So
a little bit.
Think about it. Remember when we went to Blue Springs Park and we did the glamping trip?
Yes.
Unplugged.
Yeah, I liked that actually.
That was nice.
None of our phones were really working.
Yep. So as soon as I figure out our super cheap vacation in the very far future,
let's go camping.
You want to do that again?
Not to the same spot.
Okay, we're gonna do the Denver. We'll do we'll plan for the Denver thing.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
We'll do it next year.
I'm excited. Can it be like fall?
How about this? You meet me
my
halfway.
Birthday.
When is it? September? This year?
No, next year.
Next year. Okay. So this is what we'll do. Plan for September next year. I will pay for if you pay for your flight, I will pay for your stay.
I can do that.
See how I'm challenging you?
I can do that.
Yep.
We'll plan somebody that can get us buddy passes actually.
Okay, so we're talking September of 2020.
Yep.
All right, and if anyone listening has deals, holla at
somebody.
Girl. And if you in Denver, holla at your girl.
Yo,
and
Spanish
Cecile
CeeLo
wants to bring Dick on the trip. If you want to come and you got a dick and you're willing to pay your own way, holla at us. We're accepting applications. And if I think I have my situation, I know who I would want to bring if we make it a couples thing. So
all right,
we're talking about September next year, so you better act right. Okay, so this is Operation Vacation is a need and not a want. And for those of you listening who think a vacation is a want, think about it, and perhaps we'll take you on this journey with us, and you'll still be listening to us a year from now, and we'll let you know what's up.
Shit, we might pop off so drastically within that next year that somebody else is gonna be paying for our shit. You know what I'm saying?
This vacation's been sponsored by
tour and can't even take the trip.
Okay, so what you got?
All right, my last topic is, all right, if you don't fuck with one person someone in your family, right? You just don't fuck with this person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all have those.
Yep.
So you're just like, I really don't fuck with this person. I don't talk to them regularly. I really don't necessarily even care to interact with them like that. And you find out that someone is talking shit about that person that you dislike in your family, right? But not only are they talking shit about them, but they actually go as far as putting their hands on them. Are you sticking up for this family member that you have beef with, or are you letting it rock?
Yo, this is a really good question. Let me reword it for the people in the back. Slow down. I just dissed you. Just kidding. So basically, I have an aunt. I'm just using a real life scenario because I don't give a fuck. I have an aunt that I just don't fuck with. I could see this bitch walking down the street and I would have absolutely nothing to say to her. Can't. As much as I would like to love everyone in the world, this person has disrespected me on so many levels that I can't. You're dead to me, bro. I feel like if you're in a space where you legitimately decide you're dead to me, just let them be dead to you. Oh, I found out someone put their hands on my aunt and's been talking about her. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. She's a nobody to me. We're talking about what you completely disown and cast out.
Clearly, that's what you're talking about. Clearly, that's what you're talking about.
So, what are you talking about? Just someone you don't like?
Yeah, like, okay, like, let's say that you used to be close to a cousin of yours.
Okay.
Y'all had a falling out. And you're just like, you know what? The type of person that you are, I just can't really fuck with you. So, y'all stay on your own little separate sides of the family. You don't fuck with her. She don't fuck with you.
So, you're still cordial?
Your family, so when there's gatherings, it's not like you sit by her and have conversation, but you can share the cordial. Same space.
You're cordial. Okay. All right. See, I'm very hot or cold. Either I fuck with you or don't fuck with you or whatever. So in this situation, let's say it's a cousin of mine. I don't really rock with her. She's not my cup of tea, but I'm cordial. It's still a high and by situation. I find out that someone put their hands on my cousin that I don't fuck with like that and's been talking about her. It depends on who that person, the aggressor, depends on who they are to me.
Some rando.
CEO, you're my best friend. If I found out that you were talking shit about my cousin that I don't fuck with and you put your hands on her, I'm going to be like, CEO, what the fuck? Like, come on, that's my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I don't like her that much, but like, come on, man. Like, you got to draw the line somewhere. Like, I would definitely feel some type of way about it. I definitely would. Now, if you're just some stranger on the street, I just feel like the situation's none of my business. So that's what makes the question complicated. Who are both of these people to me? One of them is the cousin I don't really fuck with, but who's this aggressor? If the aggressor is somebody I know, and we're close enough, I could be like, yo, what the fuck? But if there's someone that's really not a key player in life, I may just mind my business.
I'm so the opposite.
Really?
Yeah. There's definitely been even scenarios in my life where like I won't fuck with someone in my family just because we have actually fallen out. But if I find out that someone has it's kind of like I can talk shit about my family, but the moment someone else does, it's like, hold the fuck on. It's kind of like one of those scenarios. And I've definitely shown face for them. But I mean, I wouldn't necessarily just go out and be like, I'm gonna fuck somebody up. But I'm gonna definitely like, especially if I know that they're a pussy, I would definitely stand in the way and be like, yo, what's good? You ain't gonna come in here putting your hands on nobody, talking to nobody no type of way, blah, 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 whatever. I'll stand up for them. And then I'll go right back to not talking to you again.
And for the record, I have family and cousins that I'm not necessarily close with, but I have no legitimate issues or falling outs with them. If I legitimately had a falling out with someone, it's typically because, in my opinion and from my perspective, I feel they're of poor character.
Yes.
So if they have beef with someone else, I always say to myself, maybe I'm not getting the full story. I already know this person is of poor character. I'm not going to make it my business to involve myself in their drama.
Yeah.
I just stay away from it.
I get that.
I get what you're saying. I feel like your perspective falls in line with the whole concept of blood is thicker than water type deal. And the blood is thicker than water thing. Man, I got friends that I'm closer that I consider more family.
Same thing, but that's what I'm saying. I would do that for a friend too.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't sticking my neck out for niggas by association like that.
I definitely do that for friends. Like friends that have become like really, really close to me. Some shit.
Yes. If I consider you family like that, yes. But if you're a family member that I've completely disassociated myself with, if they come to me for help, of course I'm going to respond to that. But if I find like they got beef with someone from around the way, like, why am I making that my business? Why?
If it's brought to me, I'm definitely. What do you mean how? Like,
give me a scenario how it's brought to you.
Yo, CEO, my sister comes up to me. Yo, CEO, you know who just stepped to so and so? One of our cousins. And Samantha. Yo, Zio, you know who stepped to Samantha and put her hands on her? So and so. Word? Why? Oh, supposedly da 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 whatever. All right. Well, I know where so and so's at. If I ever run into her, I'ma handle that.
Okay. Want to know my scenario? Run it back so I can respond.
Yo, Rome.
Yo,
you know who put their hands on Samantha?
Who?
Sally.
Wow.
Yeah, can you believe that shit?
That's crazy.
I hate you.
Wow, that's crazy.
I guess
she okay though?
I guess
Oh,
that's
okay.
where my problem comes into play, is that sometimes I can be way
You
too
care too
loyal,
much.
way too loyal to a fault even.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad, but
I mean,
I
it's
definitely
beauty. You have a beautiful soul.
I definitely would stick my neck out there.
Wow, you have a beautiful soul.
Thanks. That's crazy.
Me, I'm like, wow, that's crazy, man. Man, you know what? Sometimes people need a good ass whooping to just like have an enlightening moment. Like, you never know. You intercept you.
I may be intercepting someone's karma.
You might be getting in the way of someone's blessing, and you don't even know it. Let God do His work.
All right, Ratchet Rome's church.
Let God do His work.
All right.
You know, just let Him do what He does. Or maybe God's calling in your life is for you to see this fight, to have that motivate you to extend the olive branch to the estranged family member. Either way, it's God's work. Just listen to your heart. My heart says,
I am
damn,
listening to
that's
my
crazy.
heart. My heart says, nah, that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, my heart says, damn, that's crazy.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. I got a little mini rant on another stupid topic because let me be real with y'all. We just did the podcast 3 days ago. I haven't had enough crazy shit. Oh, I have actually had something crazy that I'll bring up after this topic. So, first of all, I just want to say something to the fellas with waves in their hair.
Oh, shit.
This is not directed to Reek. Reek,
I love you, Reek.
I love you to death. Like, I love you. I support your wave journey. I know it's important to you. Your waves are beautiful.
Operation Get Spinny.
Keep doing your thing. So this is not directed at you, beloved. I promise. Okay. I just saw a guy who had mad pictures of his waves. And when he takes pictures, he even takes them from the back of his head so people can see the waves. And this person is like pushing 40 or in their 40s already. Guys, I love you and I'm so happy for you and your waves. But I need you to know that we don't give a fuck about your waves. I'm being honest with you. I am sorry. I love you. It's time that someone tells you the truth. Okay? Your waves are beautiful, but you having waves is not going to make or break the situation for me. As long as you're attractive, you're groomed, I feel a chemistry with you. Like your waves, whether you have waves or not, it doesn't matter. Yo, guys without waves still can have dope fly ass haircuts that are amazing. I just feel like waves are a preference, and I'm sorry. Stop thinking your waves are a stunt item because they aren't.
They're nice to look at, but they're definitely not gonna. They're not gonna make me give you the nana.
No one's ever looked at your waves and says, "Girl, you see them waves? I'm about to take my panties off."
Nobody has said, "Damn, girl, you see them waves? There's a wave in my underwear right now."
Damn, you see them waves? I love to ride those.
Yo, you see them spins? I'm about to spin on his head. All pun intended.
I let him make me seasick anytime. No one's saying any of these things.
But if they were.
I know you think we're saying it, but I'm telling, someone had to tell you the truth, and it's me. And I'm sorry. If your waves, to me, I feel like waves are, gosh, here we go, getting psychological again. Psychological Rome. This is you guys being obsessed with the whole good hair. The good hair.
The Becky concept.
The good hair concept. Y'all think that waves make you look exotic? And for some of you, you might look at it as an accessory, as a fashion item, and I accept that. But and whatnot. But some of y'all look at it like, oh, this makes me look more exotic, and like, don't think that just because you got waves, then you better than the brother with the naps. I'm letting you know right now that you're not. Okay. Nigga with the naps might have something over you. The fact that he's not obsessing over his hair probably makes him more attractive than you. I'm just trying to give you guys some perspective.
No, that doesn't mean that I don't think that guys that take care of themselves are attractive, but there is a limit to things.
If you have waves, like, that's dope. But let your waves speak for themselves. Stop showcasing them unless you're a barber or you're in the hair industry, or like, it's got to make sense. If you're just a regular person going about life, with no ambitions that involve hair or beauty, or like there's no reason to showcase them to the extent in which you're showcasing them. It's like a girl that gets her ass done that's constantly showing her ass on social media, always taking pictures from the back. Look at that ass. Look at that ass.
That
Bitch,
actually happens a lot.
it happens a lot, but if you have a big ass, we see it, sis.
Yeah.
We see it, sis. Yo, waves to men are like ass jobs to women.
Yo, that's a good analogy.
Yo, dead ass. Once you have them, you just want everyone to see them. You're beautiful. We will see it. If we have eyes, we will see it. Just chill.
I agree to that. Co-sign all of it.
The only difference is when we see ass, we're like, damn, I love to see the waves in that ass.
Hey, some the ripples.
I love to see the ripples in that ass. That's the only that's the only thing.
Actually, there may be some bitches out here that really be into the waves.
Theo, 33 years of life.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a female obsess over a guy's waves?
Not obsessed. I have seen them be like, oh, damn, he's spinning. But not like, oh, my God, this nigga spinning. Oh, my God, I cannot wait to take him into the bedroom.
So all you guys that don't have waves, stop thinking you're less than the men with waves. Everybody just let it go.
And for those girls that don't have ass, stop thinking you're less than the girls that have ass. And stop going out there and getting BBLs and taking the shine from the bitches with real ass. I'm still bitter about it.
I know. I'm going to reel that in by saying, everyone do whatever makes you happy, but stop trying so hard. Just be yourself and relax. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Okay. I just want to say a little story before we go.
Lord Jesus, here we go.
Not saying any names, but I work in a career where I meet new people all the time that I've never seen before in my life. Okay. Had a lady come in my office. She was wearing a sports bra in a very unique and extreme way. So hey,
Yo,
dog.
shut the
Whoa, relax, bro. She's ready to get it popping. So basically, okay, if you know how sports bra looks, everybody, I just need you to take a moment and envision this. So you have a neck hole, and then you have the hole that you put your arm through. She had the strap, one of the front straps, in between her boobs. So I'm assuming that she had one titty through the neck hole and one titty through the armhole of the sports bra, because that's the only way she could have a strap in between her titties. So I'm helping her and I'm trying to listen to what she's saying, but I'm like, why is she wearing her bra this way? So I'm just, be professional, do your job. Doing my job, typing away, try not to make eye contact because she said a few crazy things that made me feel uncomfortable. Next thing you know, 3 minutes later, I look back at her, no more bra strap. And I'm trying to figure out how this woman was sitting in front of me and managed to adjust her bra without me even noticing
That
it.
scares me, though.
She was literally sitting right in front of me.
That scares me, though, because that either means, one, she's really, really good, or two, you aren't aware of your surroundings.
Exactly. I just want to believe she's like Houdini or David Blaine, or
maybe she was a spirit.
What's his name? Chris Angel.
Isn't he dead?
What? Hold on. Don't do this.
I think he's dead.
Can you please Google this?
There's somebody that used to
No.
Okay.
No. I know Houdini's dead.
Nigga, I think he's dead.
I can handle Houdini, but wait a minute. I legit have like a tear coming up in my eye. Don't tell me that Chris Angel is dead. Please Google it. Please.
Oh, the rumor and speculation about Chris Angel's death came as a result of an accident that occurred on one of his shows in Las Vegas in 2017 called The Mind Freak Live. So technically,
Okay.
I wasn't wrong.
I
really
mean,
thought
yeah,
he was
you were
dead.
wrong.
No. I thought
But
he was
you have
dead.
reason to
Yeah.
think.
So I guess
Oh
he's
my
not dead.
God.
He passed out on stage after doing it.
Oh man.
But he's fine, guys. He's alive. There really is an angel
cried.
looking after Chris.
I've cried 2 episodes in a row. What's wrong with me? Listen, I just want to say something about magicians. I don't think you know this about me.
I've inspired to be one my whole life.
Wow. I don't think you know this about me because I've never showed this side of myself. But there's something about magicians that I admire so much because I know magic isn't real, but I recognize the art of being a magician, like creating the illusions. And I feel like you have to be a very special person to pull these tricks off consistently. Like, it just fascinates me so much. And I guess in my own head, I've always been like, damn, I wish that I could be that amazing. Like, I'm always so impressed with good magic. And Chris Angel, he's one of them niggas to me.
Got it.
Whenever those magician specials used to come on TV, back when we used to watch TV, I used to be glued. And I'd always be trying to figure out how they did the trick.
So those Horseman movies, you're like, you really like those?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like those movies too.
Even though I feel like as a movie, from the theatrical standpoint, from the cinematic art, I feel like sometimes they're a little cheesy the way they put them together. But when I'm looking at the actual magic tricks, I'm engaged. I'm engaged. It takes away from the allure of magic because I know it's filmed in a studio and they could do a lot of things with film. And I know they could do a lot of things with these audiences and things when they do it on TV. But you do that in-person shit, nigga. See, now that's better than waves in the hair.
Now, do you think that hypnotists are like magicians as well?
I feel like hypnosis is in its own totally different space. And I don't have the same level of admiration. I don't view it as a skill. Like, I don't view it as an illusion. I'm sorry?
Why don't you respect it?
I respect it. I just think it's a totally different. I don't view it as an art.
Okay.
Why can't I hear anything? Yeah, I don't view it as an art. I view it as I view it as a way of plugging into someone's
mind,
subconscious mind.
But you believe it?
Oh, I've done hypnotherapy before.
Did it work?
I do believe that it did to a certain extent, but I think that I had so many walls up that if I would have been more relaxed and I would have allowed it to work deeper, I think that it would have definitely worked.
Cool.
Man, I just want to say, be very careful if you ever agree to do hypnotherapy. You're like literally opening a door and letting someone come in and play with your mind.
Yeah, and it can go very bad too.
Especially if they don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Like, we're talking about your mind, one of the most powerful
things in the world.
Known to mankind.
Yeah.
To, like, be careful with who you give permission to play with your fucking head, bro.
No pause.
All right. Well, listen. I just want to say this episode didn't come with the same husto because I don't feel like I was as charged up as I normally am when I have 7 full days to pull random shit out of life and bring it to the podcast. But I want you guys to hang in there with us. We got more shit coming. If you didn't like this one, listen to an old one you haven't listened to. If you didn't like this one, listen to the next one because CL's going to come back with, I'm sure, some stories of what's happening on her trip.
I'm going to red carpet. What you think?
Red carpet. Shit. Man, enjoy. I'm so excited for you. All right. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.